Well, we're going to go ahead today and take more of a slower, detailed look into our uh, kitchen area. We have one little surprise room that I did not show you. And then we'll walk into the butler's pantry a little bit more deeper. So this might give you guys some ideas of what you'd like to do to your kitchen, or if you want to put a pantry in. And But I just want to remind you, the kitchens and the pantries, they can get up there in price. So, and I'm thinking you probably already know that. So we're just going to go ahead and walk in real quick, and I'm going to kind of detail things as we get into the kitchen here. And the doors, the beautiful doors that we've got here, still look really nice. So as we walk into the kitchen here, let's just step back that this whole place was basically gutted. It was right down to the studs. So it was from the attic right on down to the main floor. We saw nothing but studs. Perfect time to go ahead and do what you want to do. And it's one of those renovations that we looked at. Since we've got it down to the studs, this is going to be a one and done. And you go ahead, and the best thing that we probably ended up doing was getting ourselves a blueprint put together through the whole house, giving us ideas of what and how we would like to have the kitchen look and the rest of the house. And this really is very helpful, because sometimes you go ahead and you kind of just whim it off of your thoughts and ideas in your head. But when you get right down to it, you might be off an inch, you might be off 2 inches. Oh, son of a gun, that doesn't quite fit in there. So my recommendation is get yourself a blueprint put together on your rooms, and especially if you're going to get really into it and do it the way you want to. This way it'll save a lot of frustrations. And I'm not saying that's completely flawless, but it will help you in the long run. So starting with the floor here, we had the linoleum over the top of the floor. And as you know, linoleum it's a son of a gun to try to get off. It's got all that black adhesive tar on the backside of it. We were able to go ahead and get it off and refurbish this kitchen floor very nicely. Now, this video might be just a little extra longer, but we had a request from one of our viewers to give us more of a walkthrough on the kitchen, and I'm more than happy to do so. But if it's something that you don't want to hang in there, that's fine too. But before you leave, though, give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to leave early. So the floor came out very nicely, and we got that all back to, a gorgeous looking oak floor. Now, being the B&B as we are, we went ahead and we installed 2 upright stoves. And there are mornings that we end up probably making breakfast for 17 guests. So these 2 stoves help out very nicely. And the other thing is, even if you go ahead and put it into your kitchen and you're not serving 17 guests, it's great for cooking your turkeys, or your cookies during the holidays. You got 2 stoves to work with, and you can cut your time down dramatically. So great item to put in if you're thinking about something like that. Then we're going to just walk over to the big refrigerator that we have. Of course, we need the size of this refrigerator due to the fact of the amount of guests that we end up serving for breakfast. And then here's an idea, and I know when you get into the depth of what you want to do and what you want to not do with cupboards, is just kind of keep in mind that you just don't want to get them too high to where you need them for storage purposes, and then you got to get up on a little step stool, and you got to get up there and pull out what you need to do. We went ahead and we used the upper part of our cupboards for decoration purposes. So my wife, she loves to go ahead and she likes to antique things, and she went ahead and decorated everything on the upper part of the cupboard, and then along the top of the cupboard, which we didn't get too high with the cupboards, so we could decorate the tops also. So just kind of keep that in mind, because you're going to say, oh, it'd be nice to have all that storage space, but then you get it in there and it's like, oh, geez, I got to get up on the ladder to get that. And then pretty soon you're pulling everything down from that top area, and you're trying to jam it into the lower area because you're getting tired of going up and down on a little ladder or steps too. So just a little food for thought when it comes to stuff like that. And then Of course, you know, the countertops and everything here, all you know, everything in this whole kitchen was all installed as we would like to have it to be. So we do have 3 of the drawers here. Got one little drawer down below, and then we installed our microwave right in this area right underneath the stove, which comes in really, really handy. And then as you can see, we got a gas stove, which we really enjoy because if we need extra burners besides the 2 electric stoves, we've got them. And as you can see, we love our cast iron pans. And then we got brick on the back side of it. And we had a gentleman that came in and did this for us. He did a wonderful job. And of course, you got your overhead hang of your fan. And then we got a dishwasher here. And we got a little spot here for all the pans and so on and so forth. So then we go ahead and we hang all of our cast iron pans on the walls. Beautiful shiplap. Worked with a gentleman that helped us out with the shiplap, and my goodness, he found this colored shiplap that was just outstanding, and it works perfect for the kitchen. As you walk into the kitchen, it's just like, wow, it's incredible. And then we've got these swinging doors. And these swinging doors came from an old cafeteria school. And then my wife went ahead and she found a great sign up above the door. It says, "Let me live in a house by the side of the road and be a friend to mankind." And I think that's just a wonderful saying that you can all sit back and just think about that. We have Max and we got Stella down here. And where we got these 2 swinging doors, these were windows at one time that overlooked the backyard. So we went ahead and we put a 4-season porch in out here. And then we're just going to walk down through here and show you what we got back out here on this 4-season porch. And what we did here, this worked out really well. As you can see, we open the door and off they go. And they've got a beautiful fenced-in backyard. We enjoyed this so much. And so do they. So we're just going to keep that kind of cracked and we'll let them go in and out. We got such a nice cool day today. It's like 45 degrees. So this is a nice little seating area. We go ahead and we sit out here a lot during the fall and winter months. We've got a nice gas fire stove right here. And we get that cranked up and get it going and have a cup of coffee out here. Now as we come back into the kitchen, this is the original China hutch. And this China hutch avoided any damage during this renovation. But we were telling everybody, be careful, be careful, be careful. And they did. So they draped all kinds of stuff over it and prevented from anything from really, really happening. Now the center piece here, the kitchen island, the piece down below, let me just we'll walk through here. This piece here was up on the 2nd floor, and I think what they ended up using this for was like well, they had a sink in it, and out of one of the rooms, I think that they were able to come and kind of clean up real quick and fast, and then once they were done there, they could go into the bathroom and shower and so on and so forth. So we had this brought downstairs, used it for our island, and it's just a huge piece of furniture that has worked out really well and has given us what we need. So, you know, it's got the cupboards in it here, it's got the drawers, it's got this little fancy pull-out that we use for our wastebasket. Now here's a little something I want to show you. This house had so many doors on it. My wife came up with the idea of putting one of those doors around the kitchen island, and it worked out really well. It gave it a nice little perspective of some detailed work that was on these doors that we could use just below the table itself. So, and then back here we've got an old workbench, and yes, it's an old workbench. It's got the vise and everything. Let's see here. I think it still works. Yep, it still does. So you can go ahead, and if you got yourself something you want to put in place, And you know, as you're doing things, now this here would work great if you ended up getting yourself some walnuts or some nuts, and you can just push it in, and then you can squeeze it together, and off it goes. So, it doesn't want to cooperate very well right now. But you can just go ahead, there it is, there it goes. And you can put your walnuts in there, crack them slowly. Or if you want something in here for one of the meals where you go ahead and you need something to keep it in its place, move the stuff around, it'll work out just fine. So, and then there was a little wood burning stove in here at one time. It was in the corner. We kept the chimney and exposed it in the kitchen, which I think kind of gives it a nice little touch. And then of course, everything around the whole kitchen is all the original 1885 trim baseboards. And here's some nice little decorations my wife ended up putting up in the kitchen. So let's walk over to the butler's pantry that I think I just gave a quick shot on the last little run through we had. But this is where we have our wine cooler down here to the right, and then in the center we have another dishwasher and 2 dishwashers with 17 guests. Really, we can clear the table fast and get everything in the dishwashers and get it cleaned and get it all back in its place. Then we got cupboards, of course, but as you can see, they're all just not quite to the ceiling. And we use the top part there. My wife goes ahead and she collects all kinds of antique coffee pots. And we got a nice, great big, deep sink. That thing really comes in nice and handy when we got great big pans and stuff like that that have to be cleaned up. So we just throw them in there and soak them up. The floor down here is a fir floor. We tore out 2 bedrooms upstairs, and then we kept the old fir floor and used it in areas of the house. And this was one of the areas that we used it. So we brought it down here, sanded it down, and brought it back to life. So this is the original 1885 fir floor that was up on the 2nd floor. Now, I want to go ahead and give you one little quick tour of one of our bathrooms that's off of the kitchen. And this is known as the old outhouse. Now when you're thinking outhouse, God almighty, what could possibly be behind that door? Well, I'm going to show you. We've got ourselves a little small bathroom off of our hallway into the kitchen. So anybody that we have here for family, whatever the case may be, we've got a nice bathroom for everybody that can go ahead and they can use it. So this is kind of a, well, I don't know if I had told you, but this is one of 11 bathrooms that we ended up putting in. Now, of course, it was a plumber's nightmare, and they ended up doing a darn good job for putting all these bathrooms in. So we went from 2 bathrooms to 11 bathrooms, and that takes care of everybody, the guests, for our purposes. And yeah, you know, it was one of those expenses that you just had to go ahead and figure into the budget, and we're so glad we did. So hopefully this guy gives you kind of an idea of this run through, a little bit more slower, a little bit more detailed, and to give you some ideas if you're going to be doing your kitchen. You know, if you can hold off and you want to do something a little bit more to it, you know, just kind of wait till you've got it all saved up, and then you can jump into it and do it the way you want to. Or if you want to, you're just going to have to probably dig into that penny jar and see if you got enough of it to do it the way you want to. So give me a thumbs up, subscribe. Hopefully you looked at this a little bit closer, gave you some great ideas. This is our kitchen. This is where all the magic happens during the stays of our guests. And Jeff from Northeast Iowa. This is the home of our B&B and the Upper Midwest. So give us a thumbs up and have yourself a great day.